item 8, which I'm happy to move from here, and Pauline's happy to second. Have we got, I understand there's an amendment.
There should be an amendment up. I asked for some staff advice on it yesterday. It hasn't come back to me yet, but I'm happy to put the amendment up.
We just need to
Thank you, mate. Sorry. Foreshadow it. So, righto, so what, sorry, I'm just got a lot going on here at the moment. So I'm just looking at the amendment. So what's the main changes of your amendment, please, Tyrone?
Well, the terms of the lease are down to 5 years, but renewable every 5 years, as long as the other terms and conditions are met. So that's what I put in, because it was 25 years before in the substantive. So large trees and the macrocarpa hedge must be removed instead of just trimmed, and then G, H and I are new, based on mana whenua position.
Yeah, is it Bruce and Angus? Yeah, please. So is the board chair happy with what we're doing here? Because it's a board recommendation.
Well, you have to ask the board chair. I'm putting up an amendment.
If I could, there are some issues with the amendment as put. So if we get Angus to present those.
Yeah, I think the main one for me from a property perspective is that lease term wording is ambiguous. So when you go, the lease 1 day thing's superfluous, you don't need that. But setting that aside, it says renewable in terms of 5 years. And that could be interpreted as a perpetual renewal of 5 years, every 5 years. And I think you need to decide what your strategy is. Is your strategy that right sits with the tenant, or is the intention that's a right that sits with the council? If it sits with the tenant, it should be a right of renewal, and you should define how many 5-year rights of renewal you're going to give them. If it sits with the council, then you actually don't need to say anything, and you can revisit it in 5 years' time and grant them a new licence. So I think it's not clear what the intention is there, and it's not particularly well worded. It's quite ambiguous.
Well, okay, well, that's fine. That's why I sent it off yesterday and asked for some advice on it, and I'm getting it right now in the meeting. So it would have been helpful if I had had it before the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It's easily tidied up. What is the intention? Is the intention that's a right that sits with the tenant?
Well, I want to put the onus on the tenant to meet the conditions of the lease, and that's because the original staff rec is for 25 years, a 25-year licence, which is a long time and probably will outlive the tenants. And also, I want to make sure it's not transferable, and that wasn't clear in the staff rec either.
Yeah, and that would be fine and standard, and that's similar to what we've done with other similar licences.
Okay. Rather than getting into wordsmithing it and playing with it now, shall we just put it to one side just for a wee while, and you two guys get together at morning
Thank
tea?
you, Your Worship. I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so
Bring us back after the break.
Yep, Roger. Okay, so now we've got local alcohol policy and the suspension of standing orders.